everyone, I'm back with another video, and today we will talk about 1.8.6 update. This is gonna be the first part, and this will discuss the first two sections of the update itself, and that is the skill ups. Let's just make it short to skill ups, and then the most controversial update ever, which is Awakened Skill Renewal. So this update as a whole is now dubbed as the worst update ever. And I'll explain to you first later on why people think so, and then I will, of course, in defense, will make you feel good or not as bad as it may sound. So, skill ups. Uh, if there's ever a real problem of this update, it's gonna be this. So basically, each and every skill that you've got right now can be upgraded. Now you start with level 1, so level 5 is the max for each level, for each skill, and of course it's only 4 levels up, not 5, because you start at 1 and then ending in 5. So um, this costs 500 gems, not 1,000. Okay, they specifically said it that the image taken during development, and it might be different with the actual update. Knowing come to us, I actually think that it will cost 2,000 gems or 5,000, but they made it 500, which is good. But there's something inside of me that tells me that they did it that way because there are way too many complaints, and I'll point that as to why later. So each and every skill can now be upgraded, and the each upgrade level you can determine it here. For example, this is up by 4 per, not that. Let's make a better example. Which is the better example? Probably this lethal attack. So it starts at 87%, and we've got 4 levels. So it is what? 6, 8. So it's 2% per level increase for lethal attack. So just to give you an idea how big it is. So now the problem here is not really the gems that costs here. Like I said, it's 500. It's about the mirror that you will be needing in order to upgrade it. So per level, you will be needing 1 mirror, and in this case it's Lana. But then again, it's just a unique hero. The problem here relies with Guardian heroes. So if you have a Reese, you have got to have 4 Reese in order to max upgrade one of her skills, and a total that is 8. And how much does it cost you to upgrade one skill, 1 level per skill? Okay, I have a computation, but here I'm warning you. Number 1, I did not take to account that you can get a legendary. Then again, legendary is hard to get. Number 2, unique heroes are not considered as well because, well, you can actually easily get unique heroes from time to time. It's not that difficult. But then again, here's my support as to why I did not mention them or consider them, because by the time that you are upgrading your skill up to the max level, to its last, most likely you won't have any more unique heroes that can support you in getting another guardian. And that is, of course, not also considering that you have to run the trials of guardians from time to time again and again. Because again, you need the soul stones, of course, and that is chance basis as well. But in fairness to skill ups, it is 100%. So it is a good thing as a whole. So the cost, I have a breakdown here, and the upgrade itself, like I said, is 500 gems. The cardiac combination, it costs 200 rupees, but we want to compute for the gems that we will be needing, so I converted the rubies to gems, and 200 rupees is 1,320. If you want to know the breakdown, basically I used the BR Helcom exchange rate and the hard. Basically, hell is 495 gems to 75 rupees. And double that, that's 150. That's 980. And then for the hard, we've got 330 gems to 50 rupees. And we've got 150 earlier plus 50 to 100. So that is 1,320 gems in total. And of course, we will be needing the legendaries and 5 legendaries. Oh, rather, 3 legendaries are needed to combine 1 guardian. So you will be needing times 3. That's 200 rubies each. Okay, let's just go there and check it out. So basically 200. And the legend requires 200 as well. So that's 3 legendaries per guardian. So times 3 this you will be getting 3,960 gems. And last but not least, you will be needing 3 unique per legendary, so that's times 9. 500 gems is the cost for combining a unique. So that is a total of 4,500 gems. Total this all in all. So 500 plus 1,320 plus 3,960 plus 4,500, and we've got 10,280 gems per level. And of course, this is also not considering that you can get a hero combination discount from time to time, and so far it has been 50%. Hoping that it will stay at that, you can slash all these off. Well, at least these ones to half, so you can get, lesser cost in this way. But then again, the better question to ask here is skill ups really worth it? I'm gonna say that no, but then again, most things in this game, like costumes, it's so minimal, the effect is minimal, but you have gotta have them anyway because they will still add stats no matter what. So I actually just recommend you upgrading your skill when you already got other things covered. And scale ups, you checked out my video, right? In the order of progressing. And if anything, take these skill ups as last because, like I said, for lethal attack, the percentage you will get is just 2% per level. And to me, while 2% is still matters, even the last decimal is important. For the cost of 10,000 gems, I doubt that you want to get it as soon as possible. So yeah, this is more of a problem because the gap between those who are just starting the game and those who have already been in the game for long, because we are already established, we've got resources to spend on them. But even me that have tons of resources, I really can't suggest going for that, and I'm not personally going for any skill ups anytime soon. I've got tons of investments to do, especially replacing heroes that I find not useful anymore, but more into that in other videos. So yeah, skill ups, that is skill ups for you. So let's now proceed to the controversial part, and that is the awakened skill renewal. This is why people are mad. So let's list them first. So basically, these unacquirable skills, meaning that if you have them right now, they will still be there, Iron Wall, Restore, and such. But if you reroll them, you can never get them back again. But all of them are bad except Storm Zone. But then again, there's no reason to have Storm Zone if you can get Fire Zone, which is more powerful. There's no benefit of using Storm Zone except design-wise. So now they actually made the acquisition rate equal amongst back in the days. They actually said in the forums that you cannot get lethal as basically you don't have equal chances in getting all the skills. But now they specifically said that you can get them at equal chances. So to me, all in all, that is good. But what destroys this part of the update is that the skills themselves kinda rework, but not really. Some are nerfed, and most of them are nerfed. But here we go. OCD, the most controversial update this time around. Now, it doesn't just decrease your attack, but it also disables you from using your skill. So basically, once OCD procs, you can never use your skill unless you're revived afterwards. So that means for heroes that you know, your nukers, OCD, once it procs, my block can never throw hit skill. So that is very bad for nukers, but in my opinion, the saving grace is that it's still good for those with Hand of Salvation. For teams with 2 Hand of Salvation plus OCD, it might be bad because they might, you know, proc at the same time, and that's bad idea. So I recommend you having that at least on my Reese, because she can throw her skill as fast as possible, unlike others they can't. So I might change this to something else just so they proc not the same time. Okay, so that's for saving grace. And also Fire Zone works well with OCD still, but just so you know, there's a bug with OCD plus Zone. Sometimes Zone does not proc once, you know, you die instantly, so take note of that. And yeah, I just trying to say here that the nerf of OCD isn't as bad as you think, unless your team is, you know, centered around these nukers that has happened to have these OCD. So it might be bad if you're in that department. So intelligence got buffed, but to me, a very situational skill, but the reward is great, so I personally wouldn't want this. In rage, I'm just skipping it as a whole. I never, even though the numbers got buffed, I really don't think it will be any that good. Same with these Will. Will of Ironwall is the most useless out of them. Should have been removed. Will of Violent Attack, yeah, but just a 1% each level, it doesn't make it tempting. Will of Harmony, it got buffed 40 to 52% per level, so it's kinda decent, but to me, if you got other skills, probably Oath and Hand of Salvation for your healer, probably it is the better choice. Oath, on the other hand, got nerfed, if you're going to think about it, in a way, because this one, originally, once Oath procs, all incoming skill hits will be blocked, okay, for the remaining 3 seconds, but the chance is only 36%. Now, it's almost doubled from 61% up to 75% when it's maxed out. Excuse me. So basically, it doesn't last for 3 seconds, but it procs per every hit. And that means that, for example, you've got a Vicky, right? I've got a Vicky. For example, she throws like 20 hits per skill. Once, you know, it has 75% chance, for example, our opponent in Oath procs. Excuse me, I'm kind of sick, so excuse my coughing. So there is a chance that only 5 will make it through. Unlike back then, once it procs, for example, at the first hit, Oath procs, everything gets blocked. Unless, of course, I have lethal, which I don't, so yeah. Excuse me. Oh, my throat hurts. Okay. Fury, on the same with Enrage, I don't use it, even though numbers got bumped significantly. I don't think I'll use it anyway. So Goddess of Protection sucks. Survival Instinct sucks as well. We thought that it's super powerful because looking at it, it's 54 to 58. It's like, oh, 54% per second. But no, it's actually 54 divided by 6 is just 9. They thought that it's gonna be too powerful because if you still, it still remained back as it was back then. 9%, for example, you upgrade it to level 2. It will be 10%. That is immediately 60%. So that's 4% buff in just one level. And knowing come to us, they don't want things to go like that. But then again, if you're going to think about it and you know how the game works, even if it stayed the same, and like, okay, plus 4, that is 13% times 6, that won't even make this super duper good unlike others. So that's missed opportunity. So yeah, Fire Zone stay the same. It's just that you know it can be upgraded. And Hand of Salvation, same. It can be upgraded. Spotlight, though, probably one of the worst, that got hit. Basically, back then, Spotlight procs depending on the HP. And I used my Fleta in order to, get Spotlight because she dashes, everyone was gonna hit her, so Spotlight procs. But now that it doesn't proc based on HP, but rather every time you use your skill, pretty much like how Fallen Ground works, I can't make use of Spotlight on her anymore. Yes, she can use her skill and Spotlight, but by the time that she's in the opponent's field, besides that she's very weak, I can't really pull them on my field, or rather, pull them because they're frozen by my freeze. Which to me is very bad, so I don't think I'll use Spotlight on Fleta at least, because I'd rather have Zone here. However, on the other hand, we've got Hughes, we've got Ram who can take advantage of that situation because they're fast, their HP doesn't have to go low, Spotlight is like spot on for them. So if you've got these two, Hughes and Ram, you're in a good row. So yeah, so it's just sad that Spotlight did become super different. My team, when I use it, I don't know it anymore. I don't know how it works anymore, so I'm adjusting like everyone else. So Gravity Field, as we see it, it did not change. It's upgradable. But then again, whenever we see it in arena or guild battle, it actually seems slower or upgraded. So we don't know. Probably they missed something, but yeah, gravity field is still the same how it works. So lethal attack got nerfed, but more of rework. Basically, it doesn't have a 100% chance anymore. It's 87 to 95% chance, but they buff the skill power to almost double. So to me, as a whole, that is okay, or actually very good for very lucky people, but to me, which has a very low chance in a special upgrade, I failed twice during 90%, so I might not be happy with this one. I'd rather have it 100%. So yeah, FG on the other hand is still the same, 40% base, but it can be upgraded. I don't know if the 8% and 9% chance is a chance, or rather something have to do with its level. So looking at it, probably it has to do with level because it says here 8 seconds. Okay, so that's it for the description itself. So what's the problem about this rework? Basically, OCD. Those who rely on OCD back then can't do it anymore, especially for nukers. Spotlight, who use that proc uh, for it to proc, you gotta have low HP. Now you have to use your skill, so it's a bummer. And more of OCD because many people have pure OCD team, and OCD is now actually not recommended to have in two Hand of Salvation users, and especially not recommended for any nukers. For nukers, I suggest going for Oath or FG, but mind you, having too much FG is bad, so I'd rather have recommend Oath because it's a safer choice. So yeah, so here's the thing. In defense of the skill renewal, which I think isn't a bigger problem in a sense that, oh, OCD is now useless, I'm mad, I've worked hard for it. Rather than that, the problem is that the overall rework is leaning towards RNG because, for example, lethal, if it does not proc, you lose. If it procs, you win. You don't want to win on chances. You win because of skill, and that is, you know, to me, a basis that this game isn't competitive because, well, they are RNG reliant, and this changes seemingly isn't, they made it look like they don't know how their own game works. Really, I don't know. Well, it's been like that ever since. But then again, they tried to get our side by having survey on the rework because they are considering it. But when they did, they actually messed it up. But then again, probably all those people who have, okay, those people who have suggested for it to be changed like that are probably not playing anymore. Probably the many people who said that doesn't have it as well. So yeah, that is something to consider, but nevertheless, this update changed the meta. But defending the change of meta, it has been always the case. If you play this game back then, you know attack to win. When you have it, you're a winner. And then Awaken came, if you have Pure Oath team, you're a winner. You have team buff, you're most likely gonna win, but it's not OP like attack to win. And there are many choices in Awaken team buff, so that's nice. But then again, they added EA. If you have OCD plus something else, you're fine, right? And when they added lethal and Oath became useless, did everyone complain? I don't think. But in fairness to that situation, we had two skills, so we still have one good skill. This time around, we have to rely on OCD for that other skill to make use of. Okay, it has the dependency on OCD for it to be good. Because, okay, I have lethal, if I'm dead, it's for nothing, right? And that probably is the situation why everyone is mad. Because it's natural that everyone have spent so much, all of their resources to reroll, but they don't happen to, you know, uh, they probably have used too much, or probably they like a year worth of work and now it's gone. Yeah, that is understandable. I know a lot of people will quit because of this update, and seemingly there are many bugs on this update. uh my Reese does not use its skill sometimes, even though it's not under OCD yet. It's like it's waiting for the other hero that's under OCD to use its skill before she does. But then again, she should have because she's still alive and the other is not. So they still have a lot of things to fix, in my opinion. So yeah, good luck with them. So my advice for those people who are planning to quit: number one, everyone is adjusting. To be fair, there are teams that are will have harder time, more hard time than others because of how their team works. Especially those who does not have initiators. I think initiators are even more important right now because if Reese pops all of your team to OCT, then most likely four of them can't use their skill. Just saving grace of one isn't not enough. Okay, that's how big of a deal for other people. Okay, and also we have to consider that other people are not lucky. When you say, "Oh, everyone adjust," they can't do it easily just because they are unlucky. They have to spend, for example, 1.5k rupees in each skill, so 3k rupees in every hero. That's a lot, especially for lucky people. There is no top 10 player who did not spend that was able to get to top 10 being unlucky. They might have spent 3k for a single hero, but it never happened again. That's normal, but it's unlikely to have someone with that. And I'm talking about free to play players. Okay? So, everyone, let's just move forward and adjust. We can do this. The meta will change. It will shape up. Of course, more RNG based now. And all we gotta do is accept. Either accept or quit. And that's it for this first part. Second part will be about the guardians themselves. And I hope to see you around. And goodbye.